What do you enjoy about being an author the most?
Really, just the complete freedom and creativity.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. I love being able to put anything I want in my story, whether it's just for fun or whether it's because it's meaningful. Because I can hide all sorts of themes into my work that gets out some of those voices that I want to say to people, or those things I want to say to people, where it's like, hey, hold on, it'll be okay, or find what you're capable of. Like, all those things I can just weave in, and I love it because it just lets me do whatever I want, have freedom.
What are the different methods you use to promote your book?
Well, I have focused, I've done some online marketing, not a lot, because I find it a little, well, at first I found it very perplexing. At this point, I have learned some of those methods, but they'll be more useful when I've got the second title out. You're spinning your wheels a little bit when you just have one title out. You really do need to have multiple titles for online marketing to be most effective.
Yeah.
So, I do have a platform, the website and Twitter, that whole thing, and I've done some blog tours. But I focus primarily on signings and events. So I've done signings in this store, several stores. I've done fantasy conventions. Those have been very successful.
Oh, that sounds like
They
fun.
are a lot of fun.
What is the hardest part about being an author?
The hardest part, for me, the hardest part is patience.
Patience.
Because I chose to go the traditional route of publishing, which means getting an agent and then going through a traditional publishing house, the process moves slowly. So if you choose to self-publish, then you could write one draft, a first draft, and immediately upload that to Amazon.
Yes, I've learned
Done.
that. That's crazy.
Okay, it's as simple as that. Just boom, you're done. You don't have to be patient. So a lot of people do choose that route because it is faster. All right, but while having patience with the traditional route is probably the hardest part for me, I'm thankful that I've chosen that route, because by going through the traditional route, so not only have I had critique partners who've helped me improve my manuscripts, but I have an agent who then looks at it and makes suggestions for improvement.
Do you have any writing tips for any aspiring authors out there?
That's a common question, and the answer is something that if you're an aspiring writer, you will hear again and again and again and again. Write as much as you possibly can. That's your practice. You have to practice. If you wanted to be a concert pianist, you wouldn't sit down for a month and play the piano and think that you could be a concert pianist. Writing a novel is the most advanced writing skill there is. There's so much to it. As an editor, I edit primarily fiction, but every now and then I'll edit a nonfiction book because it gives me a break, because it's so much easier than a novel. A novel's very technically advanced. So if you want to be a novelist, you need to write a lot, have lots of practice. I think Hemingway said something like, the first million words are going to be terrible, right? So get those first million words under your belt, And then the second thing is to read a lot, particularly good books, so that you can recognize what good writing is, and that'll help you determine if you're hitting that mark or not. So it's really important to read, and then read books on the craft of writing or articles on the craft of writing, and take classes and all those things so you can learn. But writing a lot and reading a lot, those are the two most important things you can do.
Wow, great tips. Anyway, so that is the end of our interview.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
No, thank you for coming. Really appreciate it.